Pride, I've done it. I've learned all about LGBT and now I know everything.
Wow, that's great, Sharon. What have you discovered?
First of all, I figured out that I'm not straight.
Oh, Sharon, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you've been able to discover your true self.
Yeah, now I can be a part of the LGBTQIAAP community too.
That acronym is awfully long. Where did you hear it from?
Well, I did a bunch of research on Tumblr.
Wait a minute, I told you to look at factual sources. Tumblr is full of people who still think Supernatural is a good show.
And now I've learned that there are 872 sexualities and 134.3 genders.
I was up all night memorizing them all. There's absolutely no way there can be that many forms of sexual attraction.
Stop being homophobic, Pride. You're oppressing me and my sapiosexual identity.
Sharon, you must know that these are not valid orientations and genders.
Oh yeah? Why not, huh? Why can't I be exclusively attracted to smart people?
And so begins this video, where I will discuss 5 controversies in the LGBT community, starting off first with the idea of fake sexualities.
My sexuality isn't fake. I've only ever been attracted to geniuses like myself.
First of all, sexual attraction is only ever used to describe what gender you are attracted to and how that relates to your gender. Therefore, the only possibilities are being attracted to the opposite gender or being heterosexual, the same gender, aka homosexual, multiple genders, which we will be discussing in the next part of the series, or no genders, called asexual. The same goes for romantic attraction. There's no need to be hyper-specific about every single part of your identity, as it just adds to the confusion faced by many valid LGBT members.
Okay, so I'm still heterosexual, but what about my plant gender? This is Jeremy, my most favorite plant. We are both plant gender. How dare you invalidate us?
Do I really even have to explain this one?
Why can't I be a plant?
Though it is true that gender isn't binary, that doesn't mean that it is fluid. There are only 3 possibilities for gender identity, regardless of whether you're trans or not. You can be female, male, or
plant!
Sharon, no! Non-binary. Gender is based on your brain structure and psychological makeup, and it is simply not possible for you to be anything other than human, or dog.
But I'm not hurting anyone. Why can't you just let Jeremy and me be our plant selves?
It all comes down to this. The LGBT community was created to help an oppressed group of people. Gay, bi, and trans individuals face a history of violence and legal inequality.
So,
if we start adding all these new identities that aren't scientifically possible to the mix, it makes it more difficult for those skeptics who don't fully understand the community to accept the real sexualities and gender identities that do exist. If you imagine the LGBT community as a big pile of resources that help LGBT people, these new identities are people trying to take these resources when they don't even need them.
But that's not very nice.
Yeah, Sharon. Oh, I get it. Anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, Pride. I'm Tabitha. I'm gender fluid and I'm real.
Though it is true that gender isn't binary, that doesn't mean that it is fluid.
What's up with that?
I can answer this one.
Ha! I can't be plant gender and you can't be gender fluid.
Well, actually, she's kind of right.
A gender fluid person who doesn't believe in gender fluid? What? I am so confused right now.
It turns out when Paige Turner made her Pride video all those months ago, she was slightly uneducated about gender fluid, or the idea that one's gender can change from day to day.
Paige Turner can't be wrong. She never makes mistakes, okay? I'm gender fluid.
So gender is based on brain structure. Since it's not possible for someone's brain to change in a way that affects their gender on a day-to-day basis, gender fluid people can't be real.
Then what even am I? What are you? What's going on with this world?
For those of you who identify as gender fluid, there are actually 2 reasons why you might feel this way. 1, you're actually transgender, but your dysphoria is stronger on some days and weaker on others. There are some days where I still prefer to be referred to as a she or Samantha instead of Sam, but that doesn't change the fact that my brain structure is actually that of a male's.
What's the other option?
It could be that you're cisgender.
Anything but cis.
regards to your gender expression, you're gender non-conforming.
What?
Your gender expression is how your interests, behaviors, and clothing represents what you feel matches your gender. There are 3 ways you can dress: feminine, masculine, or androgynous, which is a mix between both.
But sometimes I like to dress feminine or androgynous, and now I like to dress masculine. So what?
Exactly. Even though your gender identity can't fluctuate, your gender expression can. You can be a girl that's tomboyish or a boy that's girly-girlish, since gender and gender expression don't need to match.
Oh, that makes sense. I guess I don't have to feel bad about not being gender fluid after all.
Well, thanks, Sam. I'm glad we got all that sorted out.
Whoa! Huh! I've infiltrated your secret lair!
This is literally just Paige Turner's studio.
Fear me, true scum, for I am Skylar, and I'm a trans girl without dysphoria.
So, you're cis?
Of course not. I'm a too cute, or someone who believes that you don't need to have a mental disorder to be trans. Being trans is a choice, and it is so fun. I love myself the way I am.
Hi, Skylar. You're wrong.
I know you, Claudia. You true scum are ignoring the compelling evidence of...
You don't have any evidence, do you?
Gender is a feeling?
Well, this true scum did her biology homework. Basically, gender is defined by whether your brain has the physical characteristics of a girl or a boy. So even though I was born with male XY chromosomes, since I have a female brain, I'm a trans girl.
Do you know that for sure, though?
I do. Because when your brain doesn't match your body, you develop a mental disorder called gender dysphoria, something I was diagnosed with by my psychiatrist. This disorder can only be treated by transitioning to look and act more like your real gender.
Saying that all trans people are mentally ill is mean, though.
But sadly, it's true. I'm proud to be trans, but being so means that I face a lot of challenges throughout my transition. Because of two cutes like you, my insurance no longer pays for my hormones. They think that since some people say being trans is a choice, it's not medically necessary for them to provide me with access to the very hormones that make me feel better about my body.
Oh, that's not good.
There are now so many kids that say they're transgender just because it's become some sort of trend, and when two cutes, or cisgender people in general, take steps to change their biological sex, it then gives them dysphoria. So in the end, everyone suffers.
I guess being trans isn't all fun and games.
For sure. The only way to stop this cycle is to recognize that dysphoria is needed to be transgendered.
Fine, I'm a true scum now, and I'm a cis boy. I'm sorry for any harm I may have done to the real transgender community.
I forgive you.
Ew, you smell.
I think it's these tissues I put in my shirt to make it seem like I had a chest. It's getting really sweaty in here.
Well, now that you've realized again that you're a boy, I think you can stop doing that. Pride, help! What's going on, Marina? Are you hurt? Just my brain. There's this boy who won't stop harassing me, and he's saying the strangest thing.
Oh, Marina, why won't you accept me?
Shut up, Trevor. I told you, boys can't be lesbians.
Why not? We're attracted to girls, aren't we?
Actually, the definition of lesbian is a homosexual girl, or a girl who's only attracted to girls.
I read.
Trevor, that's amazing. I didn't know you could read.
I read in a history book because I have sources that he/him lesbians used to exist in like old times.
They did.
Ha! I told you.
But only for these two very special reasons. First, back when it was still very dangerous to be anything other than straight, if two lesbians were worried about their safety, sometimes one of them, usually the more butch or masculine one, would take on he/him pronouns. Essentially, this lesbian would still be a girl, but would pretend to be a man in order to protect their relationship. Because this girl would pretend to be male for extended periods of time, and since they were already pretty masculine in gender expression, they would become comfortable with being referred to as a guy. But that wouldn't change the fact that they were still a girl that was attracted to girls.
Is the other reason that boys can be lesbians for the funsies?
Of course not. In the second case, if someone was a closeted trans girl, meaning that they were born biologically male but could not reveal that they were a girl, and they were attracted to girls, they might go by he/him pronouns, but only until it was safe for them to be their true female selves.
Well, this is 2018. I can be a lesbian if I want to.
Your pronouns pronouns are a reflection of your gender. So if you say you're a he who is attracted to she's, you're a heterosexual man, Trevor.
Darn it, I was gonna be so special until you messed it up with all of your logic and facts.
Wait, Marina? Oh, hi Cameron from LGBT Club that I've never really talked to. What's up? So, I'm non-binary, but I think that I can be a lesbian. Didn't I just say why? But I'm biologically female, so doesn't that still technically make me a female attracted to females? Gender is totally different from biological sex. So if you call yourself non-binary and a lesbian, they do kind of invalidate one another, right? That's like saying that your gender isn't part of your sexual orientation, which just isn't true. That does make sense, but I have no other word to call myself. In this special case, you have two options. You can either call yourself simply homosexual or gay if you want to be less formal. Or, and this is the only case in which I condone the use of a microlabel, you can refer to yourself as gynosexual, which means attraction to femininity. Thank you. I think I'll just call myself homosexual. And that about covers it for these first 5 controversial topics in the LGBT community. I hope this answers any questions that you might have about fake sexualities, gender fluidity, gender dysphoria, and he, him, or non-binary lesbians. I plan to continue this series as I become more educated about different topics. So if you have more questions for debates that you would like to see my view on, then be sure to comment them down below. Bye!